and welcome back. We're going over Lab 7, Performing Active Reconnaissance, returning to Lesson 2 for using PowerShell to perform an active reconnaissance of a Windows client. I had closed out the PowerShell window in case anybody had done that. I can go through the process again of opening it back up. So on the Windows OS virtual machine, you're just going to go down to the Start button on the bottom of the taskbar. You're going to right click and select Windows PowerShell Admin. You're going to go ahead and select Yes to allow to use that. And for our first task, we're going to utilize PowerShell on a Windows system and gather extensive information. And we're going to identify the Active Directory that the lab user belongs to by entering in the .NET command with PowerShell. So at the end of this link, we're going to type in bracket system.directory services.active directory.forest and bracket get current forest, close parentheses and hit enter. Since the forest is different from a domain, we're going to identify which domain the user is associated with. And when they mean forest, see here where it says forest model level, forest mode. We want to look at the actual domain. So to do that, we're going to again type in bracket system.directory services.active directory.domain. That's the difference between .forest. This is going to be domain. And bracket get current domain. And then close parentheses. Hit enter. And there we go. Domain mode unknown. Domain model 11.7. Now using PowerShell, you successfully obtain the domain name, which is forest name and the group membership. So now the Windows reconnaissance portion is now complete. We're going to go ahead and do this now on Linux. So we got to open up the Kali virtual machine by selecting the Kali tab on the lab. We're going to type in Kali for the account and Kali for the password. Just hit enter and that will launch our virtual machine. We're going to open up a terminal window, which is up here on the menu bar, the top of the screen. You'll see a black square. That'll be your terminal window. We're going to open that up by clicking on it. And then here in the in the terminal prompt, we're going to type in nmap and hit enter. That will give us the available options that can be used for nmap. And now we're going to initiate a quick ping scan to identify live hosts with a network ID of 172.16.1. Anything in that last part of the dot. The little star there is basically a wildcard. So anything that starts with 172.16.1, it will bring it up. To do that, you're going to type in nmap space dash s capital P space 172.16.1 dot star and hit enter. So it's going to start running the nmap. Shouldn't take too long. In this example, it says it takes about 16 seconds. We'll wait. It says you should see two host results, which is 17.16.1.1 as the DMZ gateway, and then the 17.16.1.10 as the Ubuntu server. So, just to point out what it's referencing, this is the Ubuntu server. Okay. And this is the DMZ gateway. Now we're going to initiate a ping scan while spoofing the source MAC address at the same time. So we're going to type out nmap space dash v space dash s capital P space dash spoof dash MAC space 0, that's not a O, that's a 0, space 172.16.1.* and hit enter. And there we go. You'll see nmap scan report 172.16.1. Right. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. And you can see the changes here. So 172.16.1.10. Alright, so now when scanning for an active system on the network, nmap also gives the ability to scan for which IP protocols are supported by the host involved in the scanning process. So we're going to enter this command. Sudo space nmap space dash PO, that's a capital O, space 172.16.1.10. Hit enter. It's going to ask for the password, and the password is Kali. Hit enter, and it's going to start the nmap. This can take a couple of seconds, and you can see all the open ports. Now in the terminal window, we're going to select a file from the top menu pane and click New Tab. So right here on the terminal, select File, select New Tab. That'll open up a second tab. And we're going to initiate a transmission control protocol, a TCP scan against the SecOnion system by typing in nmap space dash S capital T 192.168.0.6 and hit enter. That's going to start the nmap. And you're going to notice it says host seems down if it is really up but blocking our ping probes. It's unable to scan it. Attempt another scan against the same system, but this time using the no ping option. So we're going to switch this up to nmap space dash capital P capital N space 192.168.0.6 and hit enter. We're going to let that run because after about 2 to 3 minutes, we're going to notice that nmap scan now states that the host is up, but that the first 1,000 points are being filtered. Ports are being filtered, most likely due to a firewall. I'm just going to pause this and show you what the end results are. Okay, now since it's done, as I said before, it'll show that the host is up and all 1,000 scan ports on 192.168.0.6 are filtered. Now we're going to initiate an operating system scan against the pfSense system to help identify what version of OS it is running on. So we're going to type in sudo map nmap dash O, not 0, O 192.168.0.1 and hit enter. It's asking for the password again. It should be Kali, all lowercase. It's going to start the scan, coming back a lot quicker than the other one. And you can see that the Nmap scan returned with a host is down message. We're going to scan the host again, but this time we're going to use the dash capital P capital N option to identify where the host is actually down. So that's Nmap. Capital PN 168 dash. We're going to change that 6201 and hit enter. Host discovery disabled. After 2 to 3 minutes, notice the Nmap scan now states that the host is up, but that the first 1,000 ports are being filtered. So that took a little longer than expected, but as you can see, it says host is up and all 1,000 scanned ports on 192.168.0.1 are filtered. So now we're going to initiate the same scan from the previous step, but this time we're going to do it against the Ubuntu server system. We're going to type in sudo nmap dash O, not 0, 172.16.1.10 and hit enter. I'm going to let that run. Says it seems down. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to try it using the nmap space dash pn 172.16.1.10. Hit enter. There we go. All right. So now we're going to try to get more information about the same host regarding its OS. We're going to make Nmap take approximate guesses as to what the OS is using by the command below with the included script. So actually we're going to stop right there and come back for a part 2 for this video.